The postpartum period is intense, and a lot of strange things can be normal. But there are warning signs you should never wait out. Today, I'm going to show you in a very practical and supportive way which signs deserve attention during the postpartum period, both for your body and your emotional health, and when to seek help. But first, remember this: you don't have to be strong all the time. The postpartum period doesn't just start when the baby is born. It truly begins when everyone goes home, leaving you exhausted, with a recovering body and a completely new routine. And that's exactly why information is life-saving. So you do unblame yourself for what's expected. But also don't normalize what's dangerous. Let's start with the physical signs, because some things are common, but others are urgent. Postpartum bleeding, for instance, is expected. It's usually heavier in the first few days and changes color over the weeks. But a red flag is when the bleeding is so heavy that you're re-soaking through a pad quickly, or when it becomes heavy again after it had already decreased. It's also a warning sign if you're passing large clots repeatedly, or if you feel dizzy, weak, and have heart palpitations along with this bleeding. Another important alert is a fever. A fever in the postpartum period is not just a normal part of it. It could be a uterine infection, an incision infection, mastitis, a urinary tract infection, and the sooner you treat it, the better. And speaking of infection, a very bad smell from the bleeding, strong pelvic pain, or pain that gets worse instead of better also requires an evaluation. Now, let's talk about pain. It's expected to have some discomfort, but debilitating pain that prevents you from walking, taking care of yourself, or sleeping needs to be investigated. If you had a C-section, watch your incision, intense redness, local heat, discharge. Opening of the stitches, increasing pain, or a bad smell are all warning signs. If you had a vaginal birth with a tear or episiotomy, red flags include severe pain that's getting worse, discharge, significant swelling, a bad smell, or extreme difficulty sitting and urinating. Another point almost no one explains: shortness of breath, chest pain, fainting, or a racing heart for no clear reason is just anxiety until a professional has evaluated it. The postpartum period carries an increased risk of blood clots and other complications. So these symptoms require immediate attention. Pain and swelling in just one leg, along with redness and local heat, is also a major warning sign. Seek care. A very severe headache, different from your usual ones, especially if it comes with blurred vision, light sensitivity, seeing flashing spots, or high blood pressure, is another sign you can't ignore. Now, let's talk about the breasts, because many women suffer in silence. It's normal for breasts to feel full and tender, but a red flag is when a very red, hot, painful area appears, accompanied by fever, chills, and feeling unwell. This could be mastitis and needs to be checked. And if you have deep nipple fissures, pain that makes you avoid breastfeeding, or if breastfeeding is pushing you to your limit, that's also a sign you need help. Getting help early with breastfeeding prevents pain, exhaustion, and unnecessary suffering. Now, let's move on to the emotional and psychological signs, which are just as important as the physical ones. It's common to feel more sensitive, cry more, and feel vulnerable in the first few days. But a warning sign is when the sadness is intense and constant, lasting most of the day and doesn't get better over time. Another red flag is when you completely lose pleasure and connection with things, feel empty, hopeless, or have overwhelming guilt. If you feel constantly incapable, like a fraud, as if everyone is about to discover you can't handle it, this deserves attention. Postpartum anxiety is also common, but it's a red flag when worry turns into a constant state of high alert. This is when you can't relax even for a few minutes, feel a constant sense of danger, have panic attacks, or have repetitive thoughts that won't turn off. And there's a topic almost no one talks about due to shame. Scary thoughts, intrusive thoughts can happen postpartum, but when they are frequent, very distressing, or come with a feeling of losing control, seek help. And if there are any thoughts of harming yourself, disappearing, or harming the baby, that is an emergency. You don't have to face this alone, and it is treatable. Another warning sign is not being able to sleep even when you have the opportunity due to intense anxiety, agitation, or fear, or feeling extreme explosive irritability that's out of character, scaring you and affecting everything. Now, for a very important alert that few people know about, postpartum psychosis. It's rare, but it's a medical emergency. Signs can include intense confusion, disorientation, delusions, hearing voices, seeing things. Very strange beliefs, behavior that is way out of character, or sudden severe changes in sleep and thinking. If this happens, get help immediately. Go to the emergency room, the maternity ward, call for an ambulance, have someone with you, do not be alone. So, how do you take action if you notice a warning sign? First, trust your instincts. If you feel something is wrong, you have the right to be evaluated. Second, choose the fastest path. Urgent signs like shortness of breath, chest pain, heavy bleeding, fainting, high fever, thoughts of self-harm or risk to the baby require an emergency visit. Moderate but persistent signs like intense sadness, severe anxiety, pain that doesn't improve, a suspicious wound, or unbearable breastfeeding require an appointment as soon as possible. Third, involve your support system. This is not the time to tough it out. Ask someone to stay with you, go with you to an appointment. Hold the baby while you shower, eat, and get some sleep. Real support is practical: water, food, a clean house, and rest. And finally, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Setting boundaries on visits and opinions is also a form of self-care, especially when your body and mind are recovering. If you're in the postpartum period right now, save this video as a reference and send it to someone in your support network. Because in the postpartum period, information and support can literally save lives. If this video helped you, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. What stage of postpartum are you in? And what warning sign had no one ever told you about?